ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। चण्ड गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरु महेश्वर साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः. Thank you very much. Thank you. Very good, Ananya. Over to you, madam. Just introduction of Sarika madam. Sarika madam is a doctor in Bangalore. She is an ophthalmologist. The most important organ of our body, one of them is the eye. Okay? She is the doctor of eye. Let us hear from her. Madam, over to you.
Ma'am, we are muted.
Okay, let us wait. Maybe she has some trouble in unmuting.
I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I'm muted.
No problem. Now you can start,
Good
please.
evening, friends. So we are back with Vishwaroopam Darshana Yoga. We have been covering Vishwaroopam Darshana Yoga, the chapters 11 this time, and we have gone up till the verse 11.14. So we'll go to the next slide. So there's something called Simhavalokana Nyaya, which means that looking back or doing a recap. So how the lion in the forest walking will look back and look at the ground which has been covered. So in the first few verses of the 11th chapter, we had Arjuna asking Krishna if he can have the Vishwarupa Darshana. And the next few verses were Sri Krishna telling him, yes, I'm going to give it to you. Give a divine eye so that you can perceive it. And then we have the verses 11.9 to 11.14 where Sanjay is describing what Arjuna is seeing. So we did 11.12 to 11.14 last time. The first one is 11.12 is Divi Surya Sahasra Bhaved Yugapaduttita Yadi Bha Sadrishi Sasyat Bhasas Satya Mahatmana. Here we are talking about the splendor of God. It looks as much as 1,000 suns rising at the horizon in the same time. They say that Oppenheimer had quoted this. Myself again. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Ma'am,
you.
You are audible. I think I had muted myself by mistake again.
Ma'am, you are audible.
No, ma'am, you are audible. Okay, so it said that Oppenheimer had quoted this verse when the atom bomb was first tested. But actually it's Kalosmi, which he had. Kalosmi Lokakshaya Krit Pravriddho. That is 11.32, which is from the same chapter. So Arjuna sees the splendor of 1,000. We'll go to the next slide, sir. 1,000 suns together rising from the horizon. The next verse was about how Arjuna is seeing the manifold divisions of the universe together at one place. So whatever we see universe as a fractured manifold universe, but Arjuna was able to perceive the same thing at the same place at the same time. So we'll go to the next slide. So when he saw the Vishwarupa Darshana, what was his feeling? Firstly, he was awestruck. He was wonderstruck at it. Next, he got terrified. He was very, very scared. And to describe that, Sanjay tells that he was having goosebumps all over. Krishna Roma Vajayate. His whole, all the hair on his body was standing at its end. And lastly, he feels devotion towards God and he surrenders himself completely to Lord. So we'll go to the next slide. So that was the recap till now. So Sanjay was describing what Arjuna saw. And the next few verses are going to be Arjuna, from Arjuna, what Arjuna is going to say, how he is going to describe the Vishwarupa. So before that, we will have Sharav's description of the Lord.
Hari Om everyone.
So, while I'm explaining this, I would like to recap the Chin Mudra, and my mind has created a new mudra for those who are normal, not, I'd say, spiritually enlightened, like normal people in their life. This is Chin Mudra, what you are supposed to attain. Jivatma here, Paramatma here, all three gunas are left behind. What I think is how a normal person looks is like this. All three gunas are with him. Jivatma is looking outwards. It is not looking within itself. It is finding where is God, where is God. God is right here. He cannot see it. He cannot see right here. He does not have that ability to understand that he is right next to him. This is the case of most people. What we are trying to attain slowly is this. Leaving all three of this back and coming here with the Paramatma. So, this is Jivatma Paramatma Aikyam. This is the case of normal people. We have to try and slowly shift from this. First keep tamas away, then slowly keep rajas, then leave all three, and you will achieve Chin Mudra. Hari Om.
That was excellent, Sharav. This is his concept of Jivatma Paramatma Aikya. So next, I think we have Naina with her thought on Vishwarupa. Over to you, Naina.
Hari Om. I'm not sure this is a thought of Vishwarupa, but I think this is what happens with all of us. So I thought of two foxes fighting. Like whenever Sir said whoever wants to raise a hand, task us, I just thought of two foxes fighting. I saw that one fox was really peaceful, very calm, very joyful, very happy, okay, and was really very joyous in his eyes, but one was really angry. It was really mad. It was just going rave. And then I thought that why can't I think this as what happens in our mind? So let's say this black fox is the representation of karma, which is desire towards others, other things. Krodha, which is anger, Lobha, which is greed, Moha, which is attachment, mother, which is ego, and Matsarya, which is envy or jealousy. So we'll see. Let's let the black fox represent this, and then the white fox represents happiness, energy, and love, or any positive gunas. So let's think that all these chapters are just about this. It said that I heard a story somewhere that Hanuman was really scared when he was really young. He was scared of the dark. His mother said that Anjani Devi, who was Hanuman's mother, said that there are two foxes always. One is black, which is filled with the Shatgunas, and one is very happy with the positive, very positive with the positive gunas, ready to forgive anyone. Okay, and then they both are having a fight. And then Hanuman asks his mother, "Ma, who wins?" And her mother says that whoever you feed will win. So this says that whatever your feelings or whatever you think will be what you grow up, what you will be after you grow up. If you feed the black fox, you will always be very bad, but if you feed the good fox, you can be good whenever. So it's your choice. I can't tell you anything, but it's your choice to choose. Hari Om.
That was excellent, Naina. So Naina was speaking of the two foxes both of these are within ourselves, isn't it, Naina? Yeah, so both the foxes are within ourselves. The one which represents happiness, vigor, love, and the one which represents all the negative qualities. And it is up to us which fox do we feed, and which one we feed. Our character represents that itself. So next we'll go to the verse 11.15. It's being presented by Swastik. Swastik, we'll start.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. So first I will go with the verse and please do chant along with me. Arjuna Uvacha
Arjuna
Arjuna Uvacha
Pashyami Devanstava Devadehe
Pashyami Devastava Devadehe
Sarvanstatha Bhuta Vishesha Sanghan
Sarvan Sada Bhuta Vishesha Sanghan
Brahmanam Misham Kamala Sanstham
Brahmanamisham Kamalasam
Rishinischa Sarvanuraganschа Divyan
Nisha Sarvanurgam Sadivyan.
Yes, next slide. Now, what this verse tries to explain us is that Arjuna, after receiving the Divya Drishti, has not only found terror but also a sense of an overwhelming presence, as if he is being attacked yet protected at the same time. Now, in this verse, Arjuna states that he is able to see and feel as well many different entities or forms and gods. He could see Brahma seated upon the universal lotus. He could see Shiva, the destroyer of evil and ignorance. He could also see many rishis, Vishwamitra, Vashishta, Bhrigu, and last but not least, he could see all the celestial serpents, Nagaraja, Sheshnag, and Ankit, the loyal steed of Vishnu. Now this verse is also expanded much more, wherein normally we would only see them combined, whereas here they have been split up through the middle because of its length. The two sentences have been increased in length because of how well it is being explained. So this is all from my side. Another thing you can notice is Brahma is referred to as Kamalaksha Astam, which means the man who sits in the lotus form. For in the third line, Kamalasanastham, which means the man sitting in the position of the lotus. So that is all from my side. Thank you everyone, and special thanks to Sachin sir for giving me this definitive verse. Thank you.
Very good, Swastik. I think that was a very good explanation of the verse. So here we see Arjuna is describing what he's seeing. So he says that he's seeing all the gods together, all the living beings that he has ever seen or imagined are all at the same place, and all the rishis and Brahmaji himself, and also divine serpents. So we see, as Swastik was mentioning, the meter is changing here. So this meter continues till the Vishwarupa turns back to normal Rupa. From here on, the meter is going to be the same. This is basically probably to increase drama. So see, we are reading this. We are not somebody, if they are reciting, it's a different thing. But if you're reading it, the only way to figure out that there is something extraordinary going on would be to change the meter. So that is how they have tried to explain. So we'll go to the next slide, sir. And because the everything to seen together cannot be explained in one verse, the verses are going on and on. So next is 11.16 verse being explained by Nayana.
Harunam, please chant after me. अनेकबाहूदरवक्त्रनेत्रम्
अनेकबाहुदरवक्त्रनेत्रम्
पश्यामि त्वां सर्वतोऽनन्तरूपम्
पश्यामि त्वां
सर्वतो
सर्वतोऽनन्तरूपम्
अनन्तरूपम्
न अन्तं न मध्यं न पुनस्तवादिम्
नान्तं
नान्तं
न
न
मध्यं न
न
पुनस्तवादिम्
पुनस्तवादिम्
पश्यामि त्वां विश्वेश्वर विश्वरूपम्
पश्यामि विश्वेश्वरूपम्
विश्वेश्वरूपम्.
This verse means says, O Lord of the universe, O universal form, I see your body, many, many arms, bellies, mouth, and eyes expanded everywhere without limit. I see you, no end, no middle, no beginning. Here it says Arjuna is saying that he sees so many faces of Lord and he has no end, no middle, no beginning, like the Shivalinga story which Sir said last class. So he's Arjuna saying that this is how I see you. So next slide, please. So let's skip few weeks back before when we started this chapter. Can anyone tell me what Sarika ma'am had explained of the forms of bhakti? Anyone?
The Saguna form, which has form, and the Ekarupa Bhakti and Vishwarupa Bhakti.
And the Nirguna Bhakti also. So let's say this is a kind of Vishwarupa and a Nirguna Rupa Bhakti which Arjuna is feeling now, because this kind of bhakti has also it's the Vishwarupa as well as it is also not the Vishwarupa. So he's seeing everything but also nothing in the same time. So this is what Arjuna is saying, that you have no beginning, no middle, no end. He's seeing origin in one end and he's seeing destruction one end. In the middle is organization. This is what Arjuna is saying in the Vishwarupa. So according to me, I think Arjuna was, as everyone had said, or as Sarika madam and Sachin sir has said, he was feeling first fear and then scared, and like how Swastik rightly said, he was feeling attacked but also protected at the same time. So all these combined feelings of Arjuna were the main part of 11th chapter here. So according to me, I think that is what Arjuna was feeling. Makes sense. Thank you. Anyone.
Very good, Naina. That was a nice. Can you hear an echo?
Ma'am, it was echoing for a second.
It was echoing, no? Now it's okay?
Ma'am, now it's better.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Good. Sorry about that. Naina, that was an excellent description of the whole thing. So, the next one, Aneka Bahudara Vakta Netram Pashyami Tvam Sarvato Nantam Rupam Nantam na Madhyam na Punascha Vadim Pashyami Vishweshwara Vishwarupa. So there many multitudes of millions of hands, legs, eyes, and heads. What are we talking about? We are talking about what we regularly see. How would we see in a crowd? There'll be several heads, several arms, several eyes. It's of the people in general. And if you're seeing that crowd from a high up standpoint, from a overall point of view, from say from a helicopter or from a chopper, how would it look? Where would be the beginning? Where would be the middle? Where would be the end? Right? So that is how it is. So if whenever we are talking about a beginning, a middle, and an end, we have to have a standpoint, a point of view from where we can talk about a beginning and an end. But actually, if you look at the whole universe, there is no beginning, no middle, and no end. Where do we stand? Where is Earth? Is it the middle of solar system? Is it the middle of a galaxy? So there is no, unless we keep a reference point, we do not have a beginning, a middle, or an end. And that Arjuna was able to understand when he saw the universal form. So we'll go to the next slide. So next is 11.17 verse being described by Pragya. I think she sent an audio.
तेजोराशिं सर्वतो दीप्तिमन्तम् पश्यामि त्वां दुर्निरीक्ष्यं समन्ताद्
Pashyami tvam durniरीक्ष्य samantad.
दीप्तानलार्कद्युतिमप्रमेयम्. Literal translation of the verse goes as follows. I see your form adorned with the crown and armed with the club and disc, shining everywhere as the abode of splendor. It is hard to look upon you in the blazing fire of your effulgence, which is radiating like the sun in all directions. So the physical eyes get blinded upon seeing something very bright. The cosmic form before Arjuna had a brilliance that exceeded thousands of blazing suns. As the sun dazzles the eyes, the universal form was immensely stunning. He was able to behold it only because he had received the divine eyes or the Divya Drishti from the Lord. So as mentioned many times in this chapter, the Vishwaroopam is so insanely bright, it is compared to the radiance of thousand suns. We as humans are not even able to look up at the sun at the midday around 12 o'clock without covering it off our head or wearing sunglasses. So imagine seeing the Vishwaroopam, we would go blind. So to see the Vishwaroopam, you have to have the Divya Drishti. So this is how bright the aura of the Vishwaroopam is said to be in the verse. Within the universal form, Arjuna also perceived the four-armed Vishnu with the four famous astras or weapons such as the mace or the gadha, the conch or the shell, the disc or the Sudarshana chakra, and the lotus flower. So this part of the verse, the first two lines, they mostly talk about the physical appearance of the Vishwaroopam. Then the next part of the verse talks about how Krishna, Vishnu, Supreme Lord, Vishwaroopam, anything you want to call him, how he is the best being in every single universe in existence, not just ours, in all of the parallel universes that exist. He is the most supreme being. Also, in every yuga that has passed, going on, or yet to come, he is the main being. So he is a being of most importance. He is referred to as a maintainer of our religion and of our dharma. So in whichever yuga, when any problem arises, so for example in the previous yugas, if the Rakshasas came and they started to hurt the sages and be a nuisance to their lives, then he would take upon an avatar, slay the demon, and restore back the dharma into our lives. And so that's why he's also said to be the eternal prosperer. So I'd like to explain the last line of the verse by taking an example. So let us take this scenic spot in Kerala, and what you can see is a houseboat that is very famous in Kerala. So here you can see how the water reflects a splitting image of its surface. We can compare that to the radiance of the Vishwaroopam, how the coconut and palm trees at the back add a pleasant green view for us to enjoy, which soothes our eyes, and how the boat floating on water is a perfect accessory to showcase the tradition of that place, being Kerala. So in this way, we can understand all the aspects Arjuna has mentioned in Krishna, like radiance, accessories, weapons, everything. And we can understand all of this by looking at a masterpiece made by nature herself. So what better way can we find to understand the Lord if not by looking at his own creations? So I hope you could all understand this verse. Dhanyavadam and Hari Om.
So Pragya used a wonderful example to make it clear what she's talking about. So here we are talking about the blazing and blinding glory of God. Again, Kiritanam, Gadinam, Chakranam cha. So all these are the things that we see Vishnu carrying with himself, but also in the battlefield, all the different kings who were there were carrying these. So since Arjuna is seeing all of them together, he's describing that also and describing how blinding it is. So we'll go to the next slide, sir. So next one is verse number 11.18, the 18th verse in the 11th chapter, being described by Aditi.
Hari Om, Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. I will first chant the verse and I request everyone to repeat after me. Tvamaksharam paramam veditavyam
Tvamaksharam paramam veditavyam.
Tvamasya vishwasya param nidhanam.
Tvamasya
Tvamasya
vishwasya param
vishwasya param
nidhanam.
nidhanam.
Tvamyaya shashvata dharma gopta.
Tvamavyayah shashvatah
Shashvatam
dharma
dharma
gopta.
yokta.
Sanatanas purusho mato me.
Sanatana tvam purusho mato me.
Literal meaning goes like this. You are the supreme imperishable one to be known. You are the ultimate support of this universe. You are the eternal protector of the eternal dharma. I read you as the eternal Purusha. Next slide, please. Arjuna has moved from seeing Krishna as a friend to Ekarupa Ishvara, the one which has form, and to Vishwarupa Ishvara. Arjuna now realizes that Krishna is the ultimate Brahman. He is singing Krishna's glories in this verse. Aksharam Paramam. Arjuna says that you are the supreme imperishable one. Veditavyam. Arjuna notices that this Nirguna form should be known by everyone. Most commentators also say that seekers of liberation must have the knowledge of Brahman. Paramam Nidhanam. You are the ultimate support of this universe. The supportless support. For example, let's say you keep a book on a table. So now the book is taking support of the table and the table is taking support of the earth. And the world is taking support of the laws of gravity. And now this gravity is taking support of Brahman. And what does Brahman take support of? Nothing. So therefore, Brahman is Paramam Nidhanam. Avyayam, you are unchanging, unaffected support. Notice that till now, Arjuna, who has perceived the Lord in the Saguna form, is describing using the Nirguna attributes. Shashvata Dharma Gopta. Arjuna says you are the protector of the eternal Dharma. And finally, he concludes the shloka by saying, Me mataha, in my opinion, you are the Sanatanaha Purushaha, that eternal Purushaha or Brahman. Hari Om, thank you.
Excellent, Aditi. Very, very well explained. So Arjuna had been with his guru at the Gurukul and he has learnt all of this. He has learnt about Vedanta and he has heard everything about Saguna and Saguna Ishvara and Nirguna Ishvara. But hearing about it, learning about it is one thing, and actually experiencing it is totally another. So here, when he sees the universal form, he is trying to correlate with what he has learned. Swamaksharam Paramam Veditavyam. The Nirguna aspect of the Lord. This is that. This what he is seeing is the same as that. The one which everybody is striving to know. Veditavya. So we will go to the next slide, sir. So next one is verse 11.19 by Yakshita. Yakshita is coming, sir? Yakshita?
I think she was there.
Okay. So shall we go ahead with this, sir? If Yakshita is not there, then?
Yeah, we will just ask someone to just chant it and we will read it out. Who would like to chant?
I'll go ahead, sir. Anadi Madhyanta Mananta Viryam
Anadimadhyantam anantaviryam
Anantabahum Shashi Surya Netram
anantabahum shashisuryanetram
Pashyami Tvam Deepta Hutasha Vaktram
Pashyami Tvam Deeptahutashvaktram
Vatejasa Vishwamidam Tapantam.
Swatejasa Vishwamidam Tapam Tam.
So the translation is Anadi Madhyantam, again without beginning, middle or end. Anantam, infinite. Anything infinite, you cannot find the beginning, middle or end. It does not have a middle. So, Viryam, power. He's calling him one with infinite power. Ananta, unlimited. Bahum, unlimited number of arms. Shashi Surya Netram, that is moon and the sun are his eyes. Pashyami, I see. Tvam Deepta Hutasha Vaktram. Deepta Hutasha, blazing, emanating from your mouth. Swatejasa, by your radiance. Vishwam, universe. Idam Tapantam. This universe is becoming warm or really blazing hot. You're without beginning, middle or end. Your power has no limits. Your arms are infinite. The sun and the moon are like your eyes. The fire is your mouth. I see you warming the entire creation by your, I can't read the last part.
By your radiance. By your radiance.
Go to the next slide. So this one actually is the description of what we call Virata Rupa. Virata Rupa is the cosmic form of our Jagrat Prapancha. Here, the sun and the moon is considered, its head is considered to be the heavens itself. Shashi and Surya, the sun and the moon are supposed to be the eyes. The body is supposed to be the face, the space itself. Fire is supposed to be the mouth, because even in oblations, we put everything into the fire. So like that, mouth is represented by fire of the Virat Rupa. Then we have the oceans, which are considered its bladder, and the earth, which is considered the foot of the Virat Rupa. So he is describing the Virat Rupa here, which he is actually seeing right now. So I will give you one story. I think in Paramarthananda Ji's description of the 11th chapter, he's mentioned about a story wherein he, along with a lot of people, had gone to this place Amarnath. And after a very tedious journey, they went there and found that the Shivlinga had melted. And so he was describing, he got the darshan of Nirguna Ishwaram at that point. And then he was describing that Vishwarupa was what they were looking, what they were witnessing throughout their journey. All our pilgrimage sites are usually in far-flung places. So when we are traveling to those places, we get to see beautiful nature all throughout. The mountains, the rivers, the waterfalls. All of this is nothing but what? Vishwarupa Darshana. You can perceive things that you do not ordinarily see and find the glory of the Lord there and appreciate all of that, and while you're going towards the deity itself. And seeing the deity is, of course, the culmination, but the whole journey is like a divine pastime wherein you're seeing the Lord throughout in each and everything that you witness. So such a mind-blowing mystical experience Arjuna has had. So 11th chapter should be the end of it, no? It should have been the end, but it's not. So we have 7 more chapters after that. Why do you think that is?
Ma'am,
Anybody?
Arjuna has understood, but the others have not.
Because Vishwarupa is not the end, and he needs to experience Nirguna form of Lord.
Yeah. So any experience, no matter how profound it is, no matter how overwhelming, awesome it is just an experience which will later on become a memory. That's it. So gaining jnana is the ultimate moksha. Unless we have that, we have not achieved it. So that is why we have more chapters to go. So it's not the climax. We come to the end of today's class with this. I'll do the final chant. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om.